In a Cape Cod parking lot, Louis Bean stared at 6 empty hours on his phone and said, "See? Nobody checks on me." Frank barely looked. Louis texted 12 people, "If anything happens to me, tell my story." Frank stopped cold. "I do not like this at all." By noon, Louis had a plan. Fake his disappearance just long enough to see who noticed. Frank called it a crime with snacks. Near a walking trail, Louis arranged his masterpiece, a wallet by a bench, one shoe in the dirt, and a half-eaten sandwich by the path. He photographed it proudly and walked off with one sock and dangerous confidence. He hid in a cheap motel off the highway, listening to the ice machine rattle and checking his phone every 15 minutes. Nothing. 2 hours later, Louis was offended. Then the silence snapped. His mom called. Randy called. More calls, more texts, all at once. Louis jumped up, triumphant. "There it is." Frank pressed a hand to his forehead. "You created this. That should have ended it." But attention was not enough for Louis. He wanted panic. Before Frank could grab the phone, Louis sent one more message to the group. "They moved me." Frank lunged across the bed. "Who moved you?" Louis pulled the phone back and said, "Exactly." The next hour became a disaster. His mom called again and again. Randy texted everyone he knew. Louis's picture hit social media. A local search group shared it. Then, a police officer called from an unknown number, and Louis let it ring while the grin drained from his face. "I did not think we'd get this far," he said. Frank threw up both hands. "You faked a kidnapping." By evening, Louis tried to end it quietly. He slipped out the motel side door, cut to a gas station, and bought Doritos and a drink for courage. When he stepped back outside, cars lined the lot. Volunteers stood near the road. Randy was there. His mom was there. A folding table held search flyers. One volunteer turned, saw him, and went still. Louis froze, chips in one hand. The officer looked at him, then at the flyers. "Are you kidding me?" 20 minutes later, at his mom's kitchen table, everyone took turns yelling. "We thought you were dead." Louis glanced at the missed calls, the flyers, the unopened Doritos, and said carefully, "So people do care." Everyone started shouting again.